a lot of other men believe that as well. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to debunk what these minstrels are saying about men, because men are not the cancer of the Black community. No, why would they be? Oh, absolutely not. Why would they say that? Why? And you know who's saying it? Or do you know who's saying that the Black men are the cancer of the Black community? Gay men, trans men. They say that we are the cancer of the Black community. I wonder why. I wonder why gay men are saying that we are the cancer of the community. And it's not them, because they exclude it. It's just a hetero state. They made it personal. It's the heterosexual men. So the men that don't suck dick are the cancer of the Black community. Now, I believe that cancer gets inside of a body and deteriorates it from the inside and breaks it down so the body cannot produce new cells, but it breaks down the cells so the body can no longer exist, and the body becomes fragile, and then the body dies, and then the body goes into rigor mortis, and then the body starts to decompose. I think that cancer is something that breaks down a community. Now, let me tell you something that breaks down a community. Men who are sleeping with men and not procreating with women and having children. That's how you lose a community. That's how you lose who you are as a people and who you are as a culture. Because if you look at the world today, we're not populating the world anymore. Black women, the baby making is at an all-time high. They either killing the babies or they're not having babies. So by 2050, 2060, we're going to have a problem because nobody's having babies. All the women are carpet munching and all the men are chewing meat. I already told y'all before the show started.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
I already told y'all what it's going to be. So cancer, I can't say we're cancer because men, if we are a problem, men can also autocorrect that problem and still procreate and create more children. Right? Trey, I heard that too. The most dangerous place in America is the Black woman's womb. Good God. Oh, Trey, you got time? The link is in the chat. So all I'm saying to you is that we are not the problem. The problem is that we are being tricked to not procreate. And then the gay people want us to be on their side so bad, they'll sit on podcasts and say things like this. They would say straight Black men, heterosexual Black men are the cancer of the community, but it ain't them because they're excluded. But they're sleeping with me in there. You know what bothers me? What bothers me is that gay men will sit on podcasts and say heterosexual Black men are the cancer of the community. They'll get off the podcast and suck the very dick of the person they said that was cancerous to the community. Let me say it again. Black men, the gay Black men will get on podcasts and say straight Black men are the cancer of the Black community. But they will get off the podcast and go suck the dick of the person who they say they hate and who is cancer to the community. I don't see two sissies together. I see sissies like in masculine men. They want to be dominated. These sissies want men because they think they women. They're delusional. They're mentally impaired. And this is why in the 60s they call homosexuality a mental illness. Because for a man with testosterone that can punch a cow and knock him to the ground to feminize himself, put on a dress, bend his wrist, and say, yeah, ass bitch, you got to be delusional. There's something wrong. And the agenda against Black men, targeting Black men, because I've been dealing with I've been dealing with these fat, stank 12 hamburger eating under the titty sweaty ass females all week dealing with what's the whore's name? Megan the Stallion, right? And I see Michael B. Jordan got left, right? Nobody cried. I seen Lori Harvey out here throwing that thing from the free throw line, breaking men hearts everywhere. Nobody crying, right? I seen when Kevin Samuels passed away, I saw all the women clapping and jumping up and down and having a clapping service. I seen swole face, sour face, 4chan ass Vivica A. Fox cheering that Kevin Samuels passed away. I ain't see none of you sissy men on these podcasts. None of you sissy men calling out Vivica A. Fox, 4chan, swole face, out of shape, ugly, non-married, never going to get married, doing insurance commercials, having ass. I didn't see none of y'all say that. I got it right here. I wrote it down. I have to put this in perspective. Kevin Samuels passed away. Women cheered. Kyrie Irving got cheated on. Women laughed. Tom Brady got cheated on. Women laughed. Will Smith got cheated on by his wife. Women laughed. When Lori Harvey dumped Michael B. Jordan, women laughed. They thought it was hilarious. And then soon as this whore of Babylon gets supposedly cheated on, because she didn't say he cheated. She said he told her he couldn't be monogamous, but we'll talk about that's a story of another day. As soon as the whore who's on every video bent over, spreading that ass, got the room smelling like porcupine sex, soon as she bent over and show her whorism, and whores in the video, perception is reality. And soon as she showed herself, the next day, listen, the day after her and Clay broke up, guess where she was? She was at a strip club drinking liquor, clear liquor off a woman's titties. I'm telling you, she always has been bisexual. And there's a lot of women out here who have carpet munch that need to continue to be carpet munchers. Stop fooling black men that you want some pecker. Y'all got toys now. Go get these scrap-ons and have your homegirl beat your back in with the scrap-on that will never come. It'll just stay hard enough for you and it can beat your back in. But stop playing with men that you really want to be in a relationship when you at the strip club the next day drinking liquor out of woman's titties. Licking them on somebody's titties. You gay. Because I know one thing for sure and two things for certain. If Klay Thompson went to a male stripper club called Toolbox, you niggas would be saying, and you saw him drinking liquor off a man's chest, the first thing you would say is Klay Thompson is gay. There is no difference between men and women, and I don't give a goddamn what nobody say. If you at a strip club and you with women and you touching a woman on the ass, I don't care if you did it today, yesterday. I don't care if you did it in 1965. You gay. And a lot of women need to come out and say, I'm bisexual, because I believe personally that 98.5% of black women have licked pussy, ate pussy, had pussy in their face, played in it, smelt it, licked it, and sweated on it. I believe that 98% of black women have kissed another woman in the mouth and tongued and put their tongue on each other. I believe that. So if that is the case, stop playing with these men. And when you first date them, tell them, hey, listen, I really want you to give me some peen, but I really like to carpet much. And I really like a girl to lick on my cat. It's time for us to tell the truth. Klay Thompson knew something. Klay Thompson knew that she was bisexual. He knew it. Go watch her video. The last one she did was she kissing a white girl in the mouth on the video. And then after you break up with Klay, you go to a strip club and lick off a woman's titties. And ain't nobody bringing that up. I don't see no podcast talking about Megan licking no lick off no titties. But they quick to say, Klay Thompson ain't shit. Men are straight black men are the cancer of the black community. I don't want to hear no excuses. Because, yes, if this was 1965, you could probably have an argument. I ain't gonna say 65 because families were together then. But if you talk about late 80s, early 90s, okay, maybe you have or maybe. But today, these women are a bunch of secrets. They're a book of secrets. These women are no different than the Illuminati. They all hang together. They all do the same thing. They all go on girls' trips and eat each other out. They all drink. They all get drunk. They all smoke weed. They all carpet munch. They all bisexual. And argue with your mama. I said what the fuck I said. They all 98.5% of them is bisexual. And they need to start, and these women need to start feeding into that, because if you come into the relationship and tell your man I'm bisexual, if you tell a man, hey babe, I ate coochie before, when as soon as you tell him you ate coochie before, you should be open for a polygyny relationship. So if a man bring another woman into the relationship and say, hey, you're going to be this your sister wife, I don't want to hear no arguing about the sister wife if you already ate coochie before. You've already done it. So if I bring another woman in the house, I don't want to hear it. I want you to submit to the man that you're going to be with. So we're going to be married. We're going to bring this sister wife in here. And we all going to have a really good, nice relationship. We're going to build, and we're going to have a really nice legacy going on in this house. We're going to take our money. We're going to save it. We're going to take care of the kids that come from this. Because I can't see a woman that's an ex-hoe, and I can't see a woman that had multiple sex partners with men and multiple sex partners with women telling a man who is committed to her no to a polygyny relationship. Why? When you already ate the coochie. When you've already gave your body to 633 men. What's the problem with polygyny? Get your ass in here and do what you used to do. Don't change who you are now. Get your ass in here and be this bitch that you was 10 years ago when you was eating that coochie. And get in here and be that hoe you was to all them niggas, be that same hoe to me. If you slobbed on his knob, my knob is ready for my knob is ready. If you didn't jumped off a sign and landed on his penis, you're gonna jump off a sign and land on mine. Men, it's time to stand up, and it's time to say something about this. If your wife, go to your woman tonight and say, babe, when you was in school, in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, at your job, when y'all had that little thing in Florida, have you ever carpet munched? If she says she carpet munched, she has no right to tell you no to polygyny. I said what the fuck I said. Now, guys, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you guys are here. It's about to be a good show. It's about to go down. If you disagree with me, put it in the chat. If you disagree with me, put it in the chat. But if your woman, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If your woman is an ex-carpet muncher, you have a right to have a polygyny relationship. Does that make, now they say we're cancer in the community. Wouldn't that help the community if I'm married to one black woman and then I have a sister wife and we're all taking care of each other? Don't that take another woman off the street? Yeah, I ain't trying to hear it. Now, guys, if you want to come up tonight, you're welcome to come up. Make sure your camera on. Make sure all your badass kids are in the bed, because they ain't gonna want to hear what Uncle BM got to say tonight. Uncle BM, you on fire. Okay, we're on fire tonight. So I'll put your badass kids in the bed. I don't want them slobbing all over the microphone and shit, bringing you gummy bears and greens that's 2 days old from the refrigerator. Put their ass in the bed. And hit the link. Come up here and have the conversation. All right, because black men are not a cancer in the black community. I got video clips we're going to go through tonight. We're going to dissect these sissies who think they can tell heterosexual men what to do. Matter of fact, some of these sissies that's doing all this talking, I think that we should all just meet up in the park one day and just fight each other. And if we win, you sissies, you got to. We want all your YouTube channels. I want you to delete them all. Because we sick of seeing you niggas. You niggas are like flies at a barbecue. You just won't fucking stop fucking flying around. You fucking just sit the fuck down. We sick of you. All these sissy flies just flying around. Sissy flies. Sissy flies. Just flying around the damn barbecue. We tired of you. We would just want to say, Then get you up out of here. We're tired of you. Okay. I think I'm done. All right, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for being here. Share with one person, two people you like, one person you don't. Now, I need you guys to participate tonight. I need you guys in the chat tonight. I'm gonna be putting some polls in. I don't even want to say polls because it's bad. It's bad. I don't want to say polls. That's a big pause. Okay, but I want to start the show out by bringing up two gentlemen who I consider family, who has been a part of this network and who has supported this network. And I want to bring them up right now. The first one I want to bring up tonight, man, is my brother from another mother, man. We share this lock game. Hey, he got his down, I got mine down tonight. He fuck them ball head niggas, okay? The lock game is here tonight. And I want to say welcome to the show, my brother. All right, man. Welcome to the show, my lock brother.
What's happening, brother? Somebody get that man a towel. He's sweating.
Yeah, man.
Somebody give him a towel. Give him for his forehead.
Now, I want to bring up the next brother, man. My next brother, man, all the way over there where it's so cold a mule won't piss in the backyard. Give it up for yours truly, the one and the only Tyrese is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to go to Turkish Airlines before so I can be like,
yeah. So what's up, guys, man? Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, listen, you see the title tonight. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Now, I'm going to give you guys open remarks. I'm going to start with 100 watts first, then we'll go to Tyrese. 100 watts, what are your thoughts about this statement? I'm going to show you who said it, but what are your thoughts?
I kind of need to see the statement now because when you went off at, you kind of whipped to,
I'll play it first. Here we go.
Men are the cancer. Black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your mammy. Ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I have been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
I got a question cause I really need to know. Do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass nigga? A ass nigga. A pussy ass nigga. A pussy ass nigga. Do you get tired? Do you get tired? Do you get tired?
All right, the floor is yours, sir.
I think it's bold as a motherfucker to just say that straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Everything going on in the world, you narrowed it down to niggas. straight, gay, bisexual, it don't matter. We was drinking from the same motherfucking water fountain, and you telling me that I'm the cancer of the black community? Okay, all right, cool. I don't even understand how you combat that thought process. It doesn't even make sense to
me. Tyrus, welcome to the show. Yeah, Tyrus, welcome to the show tonight. Tyrus, I know that you're probably on the other side of this. I'm gonna look across the lake and wave at you while you're fishing tonight. Tyrus, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Straight men are the cancer of the black community. What are your thoughts, sir?
First off, I have good evening, everyone.
What's up, RP?
I keep our fellow black men to a high standard. I try to, and we got some problematic aspects. To say that we're a cancer, I'm sorry. I just disagree with that 100%. I was, as far as the overall message goes, he would have been okay had he made sure to include himself originally when he was saying black men, because regardless of his sexual orientation, he himself is a black male. I think we both know when the cops pull him over, they're not going to know he's gay. They're going to assume he's one of us, right? A straight black male, right? And so he also screwed it up with me when he tried to make it strictly like a sexual orientation issue, because we know the stats up in the LBGD community. And BMU, I be coming up here defending them more than anybody, but I also keep it real. So we got to stop pretending like, right? Again, he's part of that black man, but then halfway through the video, he tried to separate himself and now he's part of the LBGT. He's no longer part of the very black men that he's trying to speak to. And so, kind of a okay message, completely wrong messenger.
The problem is always you until it's you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Arpane, welcome to the show tonight, my brother. What's going on?
All right. What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Arpane, did you see that? Did you hear that, sissy?
Yeah, I've seen that before a couple of times.
Okay, now before you go, I wanted to have an icebreaker video, but we hop right into this. I want to show you guys something. There was a young lady. This was on World Star Hip Hop. There was a young lady who was about to get married. She told the bridesmaids, "Hold on a second. I'll be right back. The wedding starts in 30 minutes. I'll be back. I just need some time to myself." This woman went outside and somebody caught her on camera doing this.
There's a whole lot to say about the lady in the dress, but we're not gonna just fast forward because it like Taru said, just hold him into a different standard. We're not gonna skip past that. The dude that's in that red jersey, not a whole ass nigga. You still a whole ass nigga for that.
The groom.
The responsibility completely lies on the woman in the dress in terms of who's responsible for the fidelity and the yada yada and whoop de whoop, right? All of that we understand that, but in terms of being a hoe ass nigga, you fall into that category because we all understand the game, but on her wedding day, like that's damn dog, like you violating on a whole different level right now. And if you get your ass whooped, you earn that one. And you earn that one.
Yeah. So Arpane, give me your thoughts on the video I just showed, and then you could go into to what you feel about this sissy who said what he said tonight.
Well, listen, I mean the video there. So when I see those videos, I want to know what the outcome was. Did her husband find out before he said I do?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
what I would like to know. Is
She probably pulled them drawers up, went in and said, "I do kiss them dead in the mouth."
I mean, but somebody took the video though.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, man. Did the guy save that motherfucker or not? That's what I want to know. Do you save this? You marry this hoe, she's gonna be stroking anytime she wants, man. That shit. You know, listen, but going back to, first of all, I've said this myself, and we don't need no gay motherfucker to say this. I think there's a cadre of black men who are so emotionally unstable when they lose women that they are dangerous. There's that shit is undeniable. You know, and the one thing that, you know, I'm reticent to say is because they're that way because they're raised by fucking women. You know, hold on. Let me before you go off. The reason why it's hard to say that is because it sounds like we're putting it back on women. But the truth of the matter is these motherfuckers are women with muscles. You know, when men have a stable relationship, stable families, fathers and sons, they're less likely to be beating the shit out of women. It's just if they're less likely, if they're more likely to be straight up citizens, work hard and all that, you could probably extrapolate and say they'll be less likely to beat on women because their father ain't beating on their mother. You know, in general. So I'm just saying, you know, so there's a whole 3 generations deep of men who don't have any father figures. And we know that whether they're beating on women or not, we got a whole bunch of big, strong motherfuckers in the street living like the Lord of the Flies. The toughest guy, and they're emotionally unhinged. Whether they're beating women or beating each other, you know, the simplest things set the motherfuckers off. And so, you know, what's the percentages? I don't know. You could put statistics together and say, oh, black men are doing this by, you know, 1 out of every, however many black women are in danger. The vast majority of men don't beat women, black men included. You know, but how do you put that statistic out there when social media only shows you the red meat? You know, but that part of it, not because the sissy says so, that part of it and how we deal with breakups in general, men who are unhinged, I think that needs to be discussed. You know, and I don't know how to fix that.
With that part,
go ahead.
I think we got to understand that sometimes we get into these conversations acting as if black men aren't still men.
Oh, yeah, something happened to your mic.
Your mic went out.
Can you guys hear me?
No, yeah, you real low. It sounds like you muffled.
It sounds like you connected to your. It sounds like you connected to your Bluetooth mic and not the mic in front of you.
Okay, you good now. You good now.
Yeah. Okay. We got to remember that, like, sometimes I hate these conversations because we always act like we're different than every other men. You know what I mean? Universally.
Right.
And so we got to understand that when we're looking at the statistics that Art Payne is talking about, we have to first, as men, come to admit, yes, statistically, it is an undeniable fact. Women are more likely to experience violence by men, specifically violence by men they know. It is statistically unlikely to be a stranger. It is likely to be an acquaintance or higher. You get what I mean? So that's an unfortunate, or that's something we have to come with terms with first. That is a trend across all, regardless of racial demographic. Now, because of some things like economic factors, it might skew disproportionately a little bit more to our environment. But a lot of times the statistics say that's due to environmental factors a lot of the times, like economic factors, education factors. But overall, when we're having these conversations, we got to remember that, guys, yes, statistically, we got a problem.
Now, Illosophico's on the show tonight, man. Illy, what's going on, my boy?
What's up? Peace, fellas. What's going on?
So did you get a chance to see the video of the sissy talking about heterosexual men?
I seen it. I was on a panel on Lucky's channel earlier talking about this same topic. You know,
What are your thoughts, man?
Well, my thoughts are a lot of thoughts, but first I want to address to like what Taru said. I don't know why we pretend. Not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying in general. Our problems have never been a secret. the issues of black men have been highly documented. So that's why when I hear people like, oh, we got a problem, we know that. And we always talked about it. It was black men's issues, whether it be violence, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be prison, whether it be gangs, whether it be unemployment, has been a part of American consciousness for the last 50 years. It's involved in general conversation. It's not a mystery. It's always been at the forefront, at the tip of black people's lips when it comes to the issues. The first one always been us. Since I was a child, I'm 41 years old. So we know our problem. The issue is it's an incomplete story of the problem, which we're telling now. These days, we're speaking more about, okay, yeah, we do have men in our community that's acting crazy. However, it's a minority, but they're dealing with the majority of women. That's the fucking truth. And no one wants to talk about that. If you're picking from a pool, not saying every man that's in jail is crazy and a killer. I know guys that most of my friends been in and out of prison. So I know, I'm familiar with them. They're not all abusive and nothing like that. But just based on just in generality, just based on the numbers, if you're constantly picking from a jail class of men, the likelihood of you being mistreated will be slightly increased. Now, we're not saying that there's anomalies. We've seen a politician snap a couple weeks ago and killed himself and killed this woman. So this happens. But if I'm constantly marrying women of the night, the likelihood of me probably catching something or dealing with a disrespectful tone will increase if I was dealing with women who are more modest. So it's not even rocket science. If you keep dealing with guys that's in and out of jail, that's quick to slide, because this irrational behavior, it doesn't turn them off when there's a black man beating the shit out of a black man. It's sexy. But when he turns that energy on you, all of a sudden we got an epidemic. So what I'm saying is we've always had this issue, but the problem is this small minority of men have always got the attention of the majority of our women. Period.
Now, I want to break. I'm so glad you're here, Tyrus and Arpain, some 100 watts, some intelligent brothers. I want y'all to break down this video with me tonight, right? It's going to show this sissy again, but if y'all, I know y'all familiar with Medium Man. Medium Man put out a video, man, and I want us to see what he said and all the statistics that oh my God, he did some research, brother. He cooking like with good grease. And so I'm gonna put it up for us to see it, because I think it's important that we got brothers out here who are doing the work just like Medium Man did today. And he did a damn good job. So let's see what he had to say.
Is gay black men.
Straight black men are the cancer.
Everywhere I look, it is gay black men.
Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your mammy. I've been saying.
Now, as you can see, look to his right. DeAndre Whitfield, the actor, y'all know him. He responded to the sissy and said, pure facts, reporting for duty. See, these are the kind of niggas we need to just kick in the mouth, because he was just on a podcast with his wife. What's the girl name? She tough. But he was on the podcast with his wife, and he was like, yeah, I had to clean up, I had to ask her, could I have some before we did. He's a bitch ass nigga. He's one of them. And so his wife talked bad to him all the time because she bad like that. Even in her 50s, she still looked like she did in her 20s. She bad. And so now he looking like, oh, yeah, I got to keep this woman. I don't want her to leave me. I ain't making as much money as she making. But yeah, he said he's ready to report for duty to handle these men who are out of line and being the cancer of the black community. And we'll get his ass whooped in 5 minutes. Here we go.
For years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And I'm going to niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men.
And what makes this conversation even more uncomfortable but necessary is this.
There is a conversation that needs to be had in-house amongst the straight Black male collective. Black women are excelling in so many different areas. They've mobilized, they got their sister thing, they getting their degrees, getting themselves together. And there is this, you know, super toxic masculine push to be alpha males and to be leaders and want to be in charge of everything. And I say this with my whole chest. Want to be in charge of so much shit and want to be the head of the household and want you to respect them. And not all brothers, but many, the only thing they got on their damn resume is audacity.
Ooh.
That's it. Ain't got shit else to offer the world but and audacity. We start talking about issues that maim the Black community and dead weight. The numbers show it ain't the sisters.
They ain't gonna like you saying that.
I don't give a damn. It ain't the sisters. It ain't the gay boys.
Yeah, because that's
it ain't us.
Yes.
It's not us.
Yeah,
the gay boys. We ain't the ones selling dope.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't the ones in gangs. We ain't the ones creating illegitimate children, running around, you know, creating broken homes. We ain't the ones battering and beating the women. It's not us.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back just a little bit because Media Man put the facts up there. Abuse in the Black community. Fact: 45.1% of Black women experience physical violence, sexual violence, or stalking from their intimate partner, while 40.1% of Black men experience those abuses. On average, 1 in 3 women experience domestic violence, 33.3%, and 1 in 4 men experience domestic violence, 25%, showing that African Americans are disproportionately affected by this issue, man and women. Summary: yes, the 45.1% and the 40.1% figures are correct. These represent lifetime rates of serious intimate partner violence, physical, sexual, and stalking. While the rate is slightly higher for Black women, the data shows that intimate partner violence is a substantial issue affecting both Black women and men in the United States. That's what I love about Media Man. He get the fucking facts. I love it. All right,
Women,
after he finished talking, we're going to discuss.
Not us.
Some gay
Okay.
are men who have sex with men. Black men frequently bash heterosexual Black men online. They call them toxic, broken, or the problem, often in defense of Black women. But here's the irony. The CDC and public health data show that men who have sex with men behavior is one of the main contributors to the HIV crisis among Black women. So this isn't about shaming. This is about balance and accountability. You can't bash straight Black men while ignoring the role of undisclosed MSM behavior, putting Black women at risk. So now
Okay. Now let's discuss.
I just want to say,
So
for the
that's
record,
the part. Oh,
I
my
just
bad.
want to say for the record, all of these statistics that exist about Black men getting arrested, I don't believe at any point in time, I've never been in jail, so somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if when you go to jail, they ask you, do you take it in the ass or do you like pussy? I don't think they separate statistics based on sexuality whenever you go to jail. So for these statistics to exist, and it's the straight Black men. Well, come on now. How many of these niggas is going to jail? Take it. That's just me.
Also, 100 Watt, they don't take into the statistics such as charges dropped, found not guilty, right? False accusations, all those things. Now, to be fair, that you also got to apply those statistics the opposite way as well. But that's to your point that the number as far as like violence among Black men, that number is slightly elevated because of over policing and things like that. Here's the issue. The issue is that, respectfully, BMU, you basically said you love the guy because he didn't say we as a collective don't do it. He just said, well, I mean, they kind of do it too. And that's what you got giddy about.
No.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, the statistics still showed that men are the big problem, and the conversation is about men. So when you're constantly going, but what about the women, you are inadvertently proving his point. Because and this is for me to criticize him because you said his name's Minuteman? Medium Man. Medium Man made an awesome point, and this is why I told you earlier I don't like that this guy tried to separate himself from Black men, because whether he wants to admit it or not, that HIV crisis has absolutely carried over to the heterosexual community. So whatever they're doing as black men or as gay black men absolutely is going to have an adverse effect on straight black men, just like a lot of the things we do might have an adverse effect on gay black males. So I really hate that he keeps trying to separate himself, despite the fact that, again, he's a black man himself. You see what I mean? But yes, bro, unfortunately, it's a lot of you know who, unfortunately, BMU is doing a lot of drive-by shootings? A lot of guys with gold chains with the cross around their neck. You know who's filled up in prison? A lot of guys who got the cross tattooed on their shoulder. You know who's filling? Unfortunately, everybody's got an excuse about the crazy baby mama, but statistically, you want to know why these men are constantly being raised by women? Because they're the only adults sticking around in the household, because the men, unfortunately, statistically, are deadbeats. So yeah, bro, they're going to be raised by the majority of women because, oh, look, the majority of the women are the ones sticking in the village. 100 watts, shake your heads, but argue with the statistics, bro. Don't argue with me.
Hold on. So I'm gonna say this. 100 watts. I'm gonna let philosophical go, but I'm gonna say this. The CDC already said that black men, the majority of black men, are in the homes and take care of their kids. So I don't know what that came from, but philosophical, go ahead.
That's funny because a few panels ago and multiple times on this panel, you guys will also name the statistics saying that the vast majority of women are single, unwedded, or with children out of wedlock. So something's not adding up here.
Philosophical, go ahead.
What's not adding up is you don't understand the type of women these men are dealing with. So
here we go.
I'm from Newark. I don't know where you from, but I'm from the trenches for real.
Bro, I'm from America.
I know what I
like
saw.
you, bro.
So you saw what they picked. Stop it. These women pick from a group. It's funny how the down low and the thug is the same kind of guy, and both of the gay man and the straight black woman likes to deal with that same guy. It's the thug that be fucking gay on the low. It's the dude that's super duper gangster that be really fucking with dudes on the low. And the gay black woman, the gay man, and the black woman are dealing with the same man, but they're blaming the rest of us who ain't got shit to do with nothing. I don't give a fuck about the data in some cases. You know why? Because it's always another level to unpack that you can't calculate, like the brother 100 watts said. Even if we want to bring about abuse, that abuse is based on what was filed and reported and was convicted. He could have slapped her. He could have cursed her out. By the time it get to the report, is what it is. You don't know what the fuck happened. We've seen many cases of
neither do you the other way, Ella.
I interrupted you. We've seen many cases where we would thought that it was a man abused a woman, and when the facts came out, it's videos of women beating on themselves. It ain't about what you know; it's about what you can prove. So let's start with there. What we look at and what we see in the community, who is picked first? Is it the conscious guy? You got 5 men. You got a conscious guy. You got a lawyer. You got a doctor. You got a rapper. You got a club promoter. Which one of those guys are going to be picked more often than not by black women of all walks of life? I'm asking everybody in the panel.
A rapper. Well, clearly, they're picking the men that are right now statistically a problem because that's where they're growing up around.
You didn't answer the question.
That is the question.
That is absolutely a rapper. I asked you a specific question. I named 5 archetypes of men. According to you, brother JT,
they're all going to prefer the rapper, Illa. They're going to prefer the rapper.
Why is that?
Just like the men are going to pick the superficial OnlyFans because all we care about is physical.
You have an OnlyFans woman in your bed?
This is an insane logical leap. And once again, Illa, who I had respect for, is once again proving the gay man right because instead of talking about us, it's what about the other?
No. I'm not
this shit is pathetic, bro. This shit is pathetic.
I don't give a. You can think what the fuck you want to think. I don't give a fuck what no gay man think about black men. First of all,
clearly you do because you're up here yapping about it. Clearly you do because it inspired you to come up here. So clearly you care, Illa.
We let you talk.
Clearly you care, Illa.
And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. First of all, brother. First of all, you biracial, right? So white people got an affinity for gay folks and all that shit. So my mother was gay, but I don't have this longing to understand them.
What does me being biracial have to do with being gay? You're making an illogical argument.
I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you if you listen, because you ain't dealing with a rookie. White folks are the mothers and fathers of homosexuality. You're half white, brother. So you're gonna have more.
I'm black and Puerto Rican. I'm not half fucking moron. I'm black and Puerto. No, I'm not gonna land you. You're not landing shit because you're wrong.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
That's why.
Let me finish.
Why, you don't even know what race I am. Bro, you're trying to make an illogical argument. I'm black and Puerto Rican. I'm not black and white, bro.
Tyrus, let him finish. Let him finish, then I'll let you respond to what he says. Go ahead.
Biracial. You're half European. The mother and father of deviant sexual behavior are Europeans. So you, my brother, may have more of a proclivity to feel or understand a perspective more than us. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about.
Since you're gonna make that disgusting, since you're gonna make that disgusting, since you're gonna make that disgusting comment, no. Since you're gonna make that disgusting comment, dark-skinned men like you are R. Kelly. How about that, Ella? Dark-skinned men like you are R. Kelly. Since you're gonna make,
I never said you are gay. I said
no. Yes, you did. You know why? Because you specifically mentioned me and my mixed race. So now I'm going to mention you. Since you want to get that low, since you want to get that low, Illa, let's get that low. Let's get low, Illa.
I know.
Let's get
low, Bill Cosby. Let's get low, Bill Cosby.
That's cool. Like I was saying, right? Since you're half of that, you have a proclivity to try to defend sexual deviance because we just seen the Epstein files. They're full of European people. I'm sorry, it's the truth.
Hey, like that David,
historically,
the black man David and Cali who killed that underage minor in the Tesla.
That's fine, great. No. Historically, the sexual deviant was the European.
He's right.
You could scream and shout to the cows go home. I don't
black
give a
and brown
flying
men aren't sexual deviant.
That's the historically the sexual deviant was the European. Yes. So I understand why you feel the need to understand them because you're in the middle, nigga. I'm not.
Because I'm black and Puerto Rican. I got the need to understand the European.
You don't gotta listen to nothing he got to say because how the hell can you talk to straight black men when you literally gave up your manhood? Gay men fight women. They hit them. They literally shoot the fade with women. He's not qualified to tell a straight heterosexual black man anything.
Illa, you're not qualified to say anything. You basing all your crap off of wrong information. You're not qualified to say.
So the European is not the sexual deviant? Historically?
Yes. First and foremost, you used the wrong example because I'm black and Puerto Rican, which is just Afro-Latino.
Well, I was wrong.
Yes, you was wrong, which means your whole.
You should know better.
Guess what? That really evaluated everything. And then on top of that,
you know what?
And then on top of that, you keep proving this guy right because of your inability to just talk about us as males and the problems we got. You had to go to the women, bro. And then on top of that, like, think about it, bro. You're trying to equate mixed race with sexuality and all this dumb shit. Like, bro,
I'm sorry that the picture is bigger than this is the problem with people in this space. This shit is bigger than the parameters of your mind. This is
bro. It's been listen, can't stay on topic.
I got the literature. I got it.
You can't stay on topic.
I have a random question. Hopefully we can get back.
I'm on the topic. It's just bigger than
this is going to be a rough one, BMU.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna let my point.
So, Hunter Watts, let's let Ellis Hopkins finish. Tyrus can respond to him if he wants, and then we'll go to Hunter Watts. And then we got Coach Ferg in the building. My boy JT in the building.
Okay. You say you have Spanish. Fine. Historically, it was the Spaniards that brought the Inquisition. It wasn't the quote-unquote white man. It was the Spanish Inquisition. So even if you want to pick that, whatever one you want to deal with, brother, what I'm saying is in our culture, historically, we never venerated that. We got into sexual deviance when we got introduced to other cultures and other expressions. So what I'm saying is we don't have to listen to no homosexual man tell us anything. He's not qualified because he turned in his masculinity to be a part of a whole nother gender while still having testicles. He's not qualified to tell me anything. If you want to listen to what he got to say, that's your choice. But like I said, whether you half white, half Puerto Rican, Spanish is a combination of European and Moorish. So you're still dealing with another identity to a degree, and they are more historically are the sexual deviants when compared to us. So these pathologies that we are practicing don't even come from us. So I don't want to hear no gay man tell me about what black men is doing. We just seen the Epstein files expose what the people that are controlling the society is doing. Attitude.
Yeah, guys. Until the Europeans came, you will never find aspects of rape, incest, other taboos on the African continent at all. Throughout none of the tribes, you will never find any rape after warfare and trophy wives or none of this because the Europeans exposed us to all of it.
Okay, we ain't gonna get nowhere with this shit, man.
That is fucking stupid.
This is the problem. Hold on, everybody. This is the problem. We got too many. And I don't mean no harm, but we have too many people saying this ain't gonna solve nothing. We got white people on Congress and senators every day arguing back and forth for 2 hours straight, and then they go eat breakfast together. But sometimes black men have to have clashing conversations in order for shit to be out. We gotta talk about this shit. We can't say
there's gotta be some into that shit, though, man.
Somebody in the chat.
Okay, so let me say this. Before we move forward, I want y'all to, because y'all said a lot of stuff that Media Man finna cover. So I want to finish this and then we'll continue. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's address the down low narrative. Black men who have sex with men but don't identify as gay or bisexual. Research shows that among men who have sex with men, about 20% identify as down low, but not all of them are black. And even when accounting for DL men, heterosexual black men still don't make up the overwhelming majority. That belongs to white men. So yes, the DL population exists, but no, it is not large enough to change the broader truth.
Want to protect black women? Stop sleeping with so many and giving all of them herpes. And then, want to protect black women? Stop sleeping with so many and giving all of them herpes.
Dad of two by two women. Have you ever been married?
I haven't.
Never married. All right, what kind of woman are you looking for now, Christopher?
We discussed this before.
I don't remember.
I was on your show in February, so I'm looking for a man.
Oh, quick, are you bisexual? Is that what we call it?
Not anymore. I told you before that really didn't matter. Females mostly hit me up. Females were, would still try to talk. Females are going to be the ones that reach out to me. And it was like
after you see this?
Maybe 1,000.
You're right.
Stop making faces, Ella.
Messages and all that.
We see you making faces, Ella. We see you making faces on it.
And the rest were females.
So, are you open to females or is it men only?
Men only.
Okay, so you're saying 990 ladies reached out to you, and only 10 men reached out to you.
Yeah.
And you said on that live that you wanted men only too?
I did.
Wow, the ladies still reached out to you.
Yeah.
It's a man shortage, child. They trying to get a man child.
Miss Ware, you claim that
now,
after
hold on. Philosophical. Wait a minute. I just want to say this. This man went on a show and said, I am 100% gay. I want a nigga. And he said 900 women said, I don't give a fuck if you fuck niggas. Fuck me.
But we sitting here talking about, it's not about them. What the fuck is we talking about? If we're going to address black people, you got to address black men, black women, and black children. It's not one-sided. It's a collective movement. If you are picking gay men as your fucking mate in real time, how the fuck I can't protect you from your own psychology. You can't protect a person from their own decisions. But I'm just tired of us. When black women was throwing niggas under the bus, people say, hey man, you don't know what that woman went through. You don't know what she went through. Fair. When black men talk about what they're going through, it's, hey brother, we all got to hold fucking hands. Well, that's fine, but why y'all ain't say that when they was talking crazy? Ayana Von Zant, a woman that was kicking that shit in 91. She was on the panel with Shahrazad Ali. Shahrazad Ali, we know her spiel. She was speaking out against Shahrazad Ali. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? Blah, 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 blah. 30 years later, she said, you know what? I can't do this shit no more because the women don't listen. Took her 30 years to figure that shit out.
Yep.
You cannot force a person. We live in an era where women are free and independent to do what they want to do. You can't make them do what you wanted to do. She has to want to. She has to have it in her heart to want to submit to you. And that's why a lot of men who are married, like the actor you just showed, because even the men that are married today, what are they married to? What kind of woman are they married to? Most of them are married to a woman who will only accept a docile man to submit to in marriage. They're not marrying aggressive masculine men. They marrying soft dudes who gonna say what that dude said. Most of the dudes who are like over 40, they got a wife that's running. They the leader. But most men that's 45 and under 30, they not really running their situation. So these women are marrying men who are willing to stand side by side for their feminist perspective. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna talk about black men, it's impossible to talk about black women. Just like when black women was talking about their issues, it all led back to us. We are one and the same. They're our counterpart. Unless we're gay, we're going to talk about our issues with a woman, and the women are going to talk about their issues with a man. That's not the issue. The issue is who's lying and who's telling the fucking truth. That's the point.
Now let me finish this because it's the second one. Watch this.
One night of passion with the defendant, you ended up pregnant, but he is now denying paternity of your 3-year-old son, Ayante.
We would hang out with each other, long talks. This is my gay best friend,
Oh, your gay best friend?
Yes.
And at that time, Mr. Wilson, you were dating men?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were dating other people at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was bored. I was home alone, I was like, you want to come over, give him some drinks, hold up and chill with Netflix or something. And
when you do your neck like that, that means you up to something.
Yes.
Okay. That's why you said it.
We got to drinking, watching little movies or whatever, and I ain't gonna lie, I made a move, and he didn't push me away, so that was my reassurance. Okay, maybe he wants this too.
So wait, now, when did you start even liking him?
I liked him from day one. I'm confident about myself. He might think he's gay or whatever. That's why I'm thinking to myself, he think he's gay. But he ain't met me.
So you had been plotting on this all the time, but you were waiting for the time to make your move.
Yes, ma'am.
So you really had your eyes on your gay best friend. This is the guy you really wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
She kind of seduced me. We started drinking. I got intoxicated. One thing led to another.
She seduced you how?
Basically, after she got me drunk, she kind of started filling up on me and stuff. So, and then, it went from oral, then it just went from there.
Oh, okay. I asked the question, didn't I? So, Miss Ware, you had your plan all mapped out.
Yes, ma'am.
You ain't no shame in your game, huh?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I do understand that many black women are understandably concerned. Some unknowingly enter relationships with men who hide their same-sex activity, which absolutely poses a public health risk, which is why statistically, black women are more affected by HIV than any other female group. But here's what's rarely acknowledged. The majority of black LGBTQ plus individuals are women, especially bisexual women. So black women aren't just impacted by the HIV crisis, they're also a significant part of the equation. We can't have an honest conversation if we're only blaming one group.
Black women, your sex is very expensive. It's very costly. Do you understand that 60% of these black men are not wearing condoms? Do you understand that many of these black men are DL? Do you understand that many of these men who go into jail at a 20% STI rate come out of jail at an 80% STI rate? And that when you sleep with someone, you're sleeping with everybody in the community. Black women represent more than 50% of all HIV cases among women. Your sex is expensive. Do you understand that 60% of these black men are not wearing condoms?
Now let's directly address a claim that was made, that 60% of black men don't use condoms. The first question we have to ask is simple. Where is the data for that claim? Because when we actually go to official data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the numbers tell a completely different story. According to the CDC's National Center for Health Statistics, in a report titled Unmarried Men's Contraceptive Use at Recent Sexual Intercourse, United States 2011 to 2015, published in August 2017, researchers used data from the National Survey of Family Growth to examine condom use across racial groups. And what they found directly contradicts that claim. Approximately 54.3% of non-Hispanic black men reported using a condom at their last sexual encounter. That is higher than non-Hispanic white men at 44.2% and higher than Hispanic men at 42.1%. So not only is the claim that Black men don't use condoms unsupported, the actual data shows that Black men are the most likely to use condoms among the major racial groups in that data set. Now, when you break it down even further, it becomes even more clear. The CDC also found that condom use is highest among younger men, especially those between the ages of 15 and 19, where usage rates reach approximately 75%. So when you combine those two facts, what you're really looking at is this: young Black men are among the highest condom users in the country. And this isn't just one isolated finding. The CDC also reported that a higher percentage of unmarried non-Hispanic Black men use the male condom compared to Hispanic and non-Hispanic white men overall. When we rely on actual CDC data, the narrative that Black men are uniquely irresponsible when it comes to condom use is simply not supported. In fact, the data shows the opposite.
So if he is claiming, or if anybody else is claiming, that Black men uniquely refuse condoms, they need to provide evidence for that claim, because the data we actually have does not support that narrative.
Do you understand that many of these Black men are DL?
When researchers actually studied this narrative, they found the opposite of what social media and this guy suggested. Research shows that among men who have sex with men, about 20% identify as down low, but not all of them are Black. And even when accounting for DL men, heterosexual Black men still don't make up the overwhelming majority. That belongs to white men. So yes, the DL population exists, but no, it is not large enough to change the broader truth. And that doesn't even address the fact that there are more LGBTQ Black women than LGBTQ Black men. And you can find this information on the Williams Institute.
On behalf of the American Medical Association and our Minority Affairs Section and Advisory Committee on LGBTQ issues, welcome everybody and good evening. I'm Dr. Leanne Roberts, a member of the AMA Advisory Committee on LGBTQ issues, where I serve as the GLAMA representative. And in the past, I've served as the medical student section for the AMA. I practice obstetrics and gynecology in the Quad Cities, serving patients on the Illinois and Iowa border. I'm pleased to be joining you and our speakers today as we explore the intersection of race, sexual orientation, and gender identity. To lead our discussion, I'm pleased to introduce our panelists. Bianca Wilson, PhD, is the Rabbi Zaki Senior Scholar of Public Policy at the UCLA School of Law's Williams Institute. With that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts, for the introduction and for the AMA for the invitation to present to you all. So I'm pleased to present today just a very brief overview of a report that we finished just this year on Black LGBT adults in the U.S. Again, I work at the Williams Institute, which is an LGBT law and public policy research center that really has kind of filled the role of providing demographics and other type of large-scale survey data often, but we also do some qualitative studies as well. One of the things we identified, and here we primarily use data from the Gallup daily tracking poll across several years of data together. And from that, we get an estimate that there are approximately more than 1.2 million adults in the US that identify as both Black and as LGBT.
According to the Williams Institute at UCLA, about 1.2 million Black adults in the United States identify as LGBTQ+. Of those, 61% are Black women and 39% are Black men. That means Black LGBTQ+ women outnumber Black LGBTQ Black men by nearly 300,000.
When this show first started, I didn't even watch that Media Man all the way through. When this show first started, I said that. I said there are more bisexual women and gay women than there are men.
It's true. All
right. So anyway, back to the conversation. We got Coach Ferg in the building. We got JT in the building. Coach Ferg, JT came first. JT, what are your thoughts? And then we'll move to Coach Ferg. What are your thoughts about the straight men are the cancer of the Black community and everything you've seen so far?
What's up, everybody? What's going on, man? Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to everybody in the comments, man. You know, I already said this. What was it, 5 years ago, black man? They steady poking the bear.
Yep.
Steady poking the bear. Right along with philosophical, I said the same thing. How in the hell this guy gonna sit back and talk about heterosexual men? What I call them? What I call them? Being
dropouts.
Dropouts. They're 100% dropouts. And they think that they have the audacity to come over on the side we are and talk about we need to have a kumbaya. 5 years ago, Sissy, we had a friend of ours that tried to do a kumbaya on this platform. In fact, it was 2 days of this so-called kumbaya. How well did that go, black man? Did we get anywhere?
Nope.
We didn't get anywhere. They didn't want to have the conversation. They didn't want to have the conversation. They were all over. The first day, you had one of the sissies sitting there having a monologue when he was supposed to have been having a damn... Matter of fact, didn't you repost that last night?
Yep, last night before this show. Yep.
He had a 2-hour monologue when you had a whole panel of people talking about a bunch of nothing.
Yep. But Jay, you know what I said? I want to just interrupt you just for a second. I said earlier when I first started, Illa and everybody, I said this before I first started. I said, how as a gay man, you can get on talking about heterosexual men that they cancer, turn your camera off and go suck the dick of the man you say is cancer in the community.
It ain't never happened.
This is the problem. This is problematic.
And we supposed to listen to that shit.
And we supposed to wait, but that ain't the biggest problem, Illa. No. The biggest problem is the followers that they got.
Oh yeah.
Other sissies and women.
And heterosexual men too.
Specifically black women. Illa, this was what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
In real time, Illa, you had a bunch of women calling straight men gay, sus. They had, because one of the sissies got a huge following. Right. They had about 500 people over here. The majority of them women, the majority of them people that was in there were black women, saying everything that they can possibly say about the straight men. When the ones that they were following were exactly what they said that we were supposed to be. How you gonna tell somebody that's straight that they are D-sucker, they are, sissy faggot, all that, and you following them dudes? How you gonna do this?
To sit here and let these women and these men just say whatever the fuck they want to say, and we can't say nothing.
We can't say nothing.
We can't. Don't go back, man. Fuck all that shit. We ain't the martyrs for these people no more. See, everybody want to keep pushing that martyrdom. And it's insulting the black men. We more than just martyrs. We're put here to be more than just the sacrificial lambs for people who don't even give a fuck about our mentality, our spirit, and none of that shit. They care about you. Like I said earlier on the show, black today, not of all time. Because I love the sisters, but they bugging, bro. Sorry, they bugging. We are sexually compatible with them, but spiritually and intellectually, they're compatible with the homosexual man and the white man. Period. That's what we're dealing with today. And if men can't say shit about that, then don't be mad when they get the fuck out of the country. Because if I can't speak on my young women, if I can't speak on my women at all, then I got to go. When you study men of renown, when you watch films and study documentaries, other cultures, once the woman deviates from the plan, they say fuck you and your kid. Because the power is inside of me. I know that's taboo and black men scared to say that shit, but I ain't scared to say that fucking shit. If she ain't getting on your program, it's called excommunication. That happens. That happens with people in power, and that's why they keep in power, because they don't argue and go back and forth with people that's totally delineating from their fucking league. We sitting here got to argue about what a man who's dealing with a man is talking. Listen to this. This show is called Black Men Unfiltered, and we sit up here arguing over what a man who gave up his masculinity got to say about us who's still on the fight on the front line. The fuck out of here, bro. I ain't never lying for that.
Illa, I'm asking this question in good faith. Is he still a black man regardless of
Nigga, no.
Yes.
No.
Come
no,
on.
He's not. No.
And that's where you're being
He's
disingenuous, bro.
And that's the problem. Y'all think
Come
we're the
on,
same because
dog.
of how we look. No, you're the same based on the principles you study. If you Asian and you go against the household of that Asian community, they're not fucking with you no more.
They not.
You have to live a certain way to be a part of us.
We're
black Americans with Americans.
None of that shit. I don't give a fuck about
that guy can't sit at the table. If we're sitting around the table, as men, Tyrus, that motherfucker can't be at the table.
There you go.
He ain't gonna be at the table.
You outnumbered, bro.
I don't
Five of us
understand how a black man cannot be at that table.
That fucking guy
Go
can't
sit
be
with
at
your
the
women and children. That's where you at. That's
But
where
he's not a woman and children. He's a
that's
black
where he
man.
go sit. That's where he go sit.
That's fucking insane.
I do have to, fellas, I do have to push back against what you're saying, right? The reason I have to push back against what you're saying is because you're telling me that because of this man's sexuality, he has no ability to produce as a man. That I think is unfair.
No, not
he can do some physical labor. Yes, he can go out and do some physical labor.
Like a man, coach. Like a man.
A woman can do the same thing. A woman can do the same thing. A boy can do the same thing. A teenage boy.
I love all of you guys, but you're on some BS.
Answer 100 watts question. He can't support the answer to what he's saying. He can't contribute to that answer.
Okay, so the reason time out. I'm gonna make it real quick. I don't talk a lot. I'm gonna make it real quick. The reason I am saying that is because y'all are not gonna sit here on this panel and tell me that a woman cannot produce for our community if she cannot produce children.
Wait. Nobody said
that. So time out. So if a woman cannot produce children, you can't tell me that a man is not able to produce the same way that a straight man is because he doesn't have children. So again, so what I'm saying, simply because of his orientation, you're telling me that as a man he can't produce. The reason I'm going to go against that is because I have said, whether people like it or not, I have been in uniform with people that take dick, cuz. I've been in uniform with niggas that take dick. And those people put their life on the line in the uniform the same way anybody else did.
But 100 watts, he excluded himself, though. If you listen to him
after our pain, Illa,
he excluded himself.
Hold on, let me jump in there
from the table.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad.
Yeah. Go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm gonna say, BMU, y'all 80s babies, this is all y'all damn fault.
It ain't my fault.
Hold up. That is y'all peer, y'all high school buddy, right? So again, I'm just saying the leadership over there, it's been a little rocky, right? But I'll say this, right? Because there's been a lot said in reference to this, right? And shout out to anybody that wants to live that lifestyle. However, when you have grown men like this speaking the message to, we old as hell, them 21 to 35-year-olds, it's gonna be an issue. I don't know if y'all got kids or sons or whatever. Last thing y'all want to see is your daughter at the stripper pole and you walk in the door and your son is 10 and 2 with another nigga. Y'all don't want to see that shit. Y'all want that in your life. And I'm just saying, but this is the thing, right? They don't qualify for the message of the man. How can they teach your son how to be a man? Because they're going to placate him. Do you know what? Because most men that live that lifestyle, and I'll shut up, they are preying on their next little who getting it. They looking for that next little tender boy, 17, 18, who's ready to live in that life. So if you got a son and you think it's cool, hey, more power to you, man. But I don't know, man. Y'all, I ain't accepting it.
Can I go now? Can I go now?
No,
Now, hold up. 100 watts. You want to add? Go ahead, and then I'll respond after that. Go ahead.
I feel that. Please do not conflate ideas of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if my son has a mentor that happens to be homosexual, I'm not going to tell him that the information that this man gives him is invalid because he take dick. That's what I'm saying to you. A man can still have the ability to produce.
Nope.
No matter
That
his
shit's
sexuality.
lukewarm, dog. That shit is lukewarm, dog. You know it is.
Because, hey, JT, hold on, JT. If the panel that you brought up just a moment ago, were you not on that panel?
Hell yeah, I was on that panel.
Okay, I remember because I watched this before this came up. I didn't get to watch all of it in its entirety, but I remember you specifically said this shit is moving forward. There is no going backwards. You specifically said that shit.
No, I didn't. What you mean this is going forward?
Yes, you did. Hey, my brother, if I got to, I will find.
What do you mean? What do you mean that I said this is going forward?
The reference that you were making was in terms of how we as a community have to like with sexuality and all of that. There is no putting Pandora back in the box. The transgender shit, the homosexuality, all of that, the Pandora is already out of the box. We already moving forward. You can't put that shit backwards. So now you were making the reference to now we as black men have to figure out how we are going to figure out how to make this shit work together. Because they not going nowhere.
Bro, you got the wrong motherfucker. Because anybody go,
okay.
You pull it up. You better pull it up because they did a damn show on me for 2 days after that, and that was not my stance. My stance was y'all stay over there. My stance was y'all stay over there.
Yeah, he said
when I didn't have nothing about this was moving fucking forward. I had another conversation.
JT, let me say this real quick. I'm telling y'all, let me tell y'all what happened to my son, JJ. JJ's 14. Let me tell you what happened to JJ. JJ went to an event with his baseball team. Watch this, Coach Ferd. They went off somewhere. I didn't go because it was way off. My son came back and said, hey, Daddy, the mentor at the school say he's going to start taking us out to eat and just talking to us about school and our future. I said, what the fuck? I said, what? And my daughter started laughing. I said, what the fuck is funny? And she said, Dad, wait till you see who he is. So we get to the school. I meet this man. His name is Steven. Steven says, hey, my son already knew. He laughed so hard. He already knew. Sir, you're never, ever going to be alone with my son, and you're a goddamn gay boy. You a soggy bottom boy. You will never, don't even talk to my son no more. Don't talk to him no more.
What?
Don't talk to my son no more. Don't have no meeting with my son. You're not finna do nothing with my son. You ain't finna go out and eat my son and ask my son about his fucking future. You crazy?
Can I say something?
JT, I misspoke. I'm gonna let you go, JT. I misspoke. I apologize.
Shit.
So I will say this.
Boy, me.
As far as a functionality, like, hey, this is how you learn how to weld. This is how you learn how to fix a tire. This is how you learn how to fill out an SAT form. This is how you learn how to, anybody can teach anybody anything. That's not the argument. What we're saying is this is a specific conversation about the development and leadership of men. If you have removed yourself from what that fully entails, which is more than just a physical function, because men are more than just beasts of labor. So any male can do something laborious. That's not the argument. But to be a man is more than just a physical person. There's a spiritual aspect of man and woman that can only be understood from the natural perspective of that. A homosexual person has no conversation, has no perspective in that conversation. What you are doing, brother, is limiting man to just physical functions. And yes, a gay man can show you a physical function. Yes, a gay man can add to a physical accomplishment, but he can't give you insight or what it fully entails on being a man. Because being a man fully is someone who is not just self-grandizing, because homosexuality is about the person. It's about how I feel. It's a sexual preference. It's not a style. It's not a culture or a race. It's a sexual preference. It's a selfish perspective. It's about how I feel. That's why I'm about to get deep. Hold on. That's why when you look at the chakra chart, I know a lot of people don't deal with spiritual and metaphysics in the red pill space. Y'all real Republican and liberal. That's it. But I deal with a lot of shit. The chakra chart The highest color on the chakra is purple, dealing with Christ intelligence. The lowest color is red. If you look at the LGBT flag, it's in reverse. Why? Because the highest principle to those people is the lowest one on the other one, which is self, greed, and lust. Because sexual preference is about what I want. Heterosexuality is something that's conducive for the whole. Homosexuality is conducive for the individual. You cannot create a life out of it. You cannot create a life from two women. You can't create a life from two men. So can they teach a person a function? Yes. But when it comes to the ultimate unification of black men and women, they don't have a say in that because technically they're against that based on design alone. Because if you're dating a man, you're taking away what God naturally made for another woman. So how the fuck can you tell me about what it takes to be a man when you're taking away from the woman you trying to defend? That don't make no fucking sense, bro.
Hey, look, can I try to bring this? Can I, Hunter? What I really gotta, I want to try it real quick. Illa, can I try to break this concept down to you?
You could try all you want, but my mind made up.
Okay, you and I, let's just start off on the same page. You and I are both straight men. We like women. All right. I don't know if you're married. You know, I'm married. If you don't remember, yeah. But so you know the game just like I do. Okay. You know that. Dealing with women, there are some women, even in a heterosexual relationship, there are some women with A-type personalities, right? Sometimes, and we talk about it, there are some women who are overbearing and think they're the leaders in the household, right? Even in a straight. So now I need you to understand with homosexuals, when you're talking about men are more than physical, Illa, I've been making the same arguments as I've been up here on these YouTube streets. Here's what you're having a hard time grasping. That also applies to homosexual men, because when they're in a relationship, Illa, somebody is still more of the masculine person versus someone's the feminine person. There's still a leader of that household trying to lead his family. So the sexual orientation doesn't actually change the responsibilities. Somebody's still making the most money in the house. Somebody's still got to make sure the bills and the mortgage are paid. Somebody's still got to make sure his kids go home at night, because you know there's such thing as adoption and things like that. So just because you're a gay man does not mean you don't understand the principles of relationships or anything, especially somehow being gay contradicts being black. That's just crazy.
No, it's not crazy. What's crazy is a lot of y'all don't know what the fuck your people is on, because you think black culture started with slavery, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Obama.
American black culture did. American black culture did.
American black culture is something that they're still trying to figure out what the fuck it is. Who the fuck were you before you got here? See, we only have a small window of what we think we are, and we try to figure it out it's like you're trying to figure out a movie from the fucking credits. How the fuck you gonna figure that shit out?
Because I've done this ancestry crap. No, I'm sorry. I've done this ancestry crap, Illa, and you want to know what you did. You want to know what the majority of our Illa, you want to know what the majority of our ancestors were? Before we came over here, our ancestors was probably slaves before they even got on the goddamn boat. Because a lot of our African kingdoms, Illa, stop. Because history says a lot of our African tribes and those African kingdoms was starting wars with each other to get as many African slaves as possible to sell to the Europeans. That's our ancestry, bro. So my ancestors were either farmers, prisoners of war, or were already slaves before they came on the goddamn boat. So yes, Black American culture starts here in 1776. Yes.
You're half Spanish. Your ancestors was conquistadors.
My ancestors was both. I carry the lineage. I literally carry the lineage of few enslaved people.
Take on both.
Since now you want to try to measure it, I'm black and Illa. Since now you want to try to measure since you want to try to measure atrocities now. Since you want to try to measure who's worse, I'm black in Puerto Rico, which means I carry the lineage of two.
We all Moreno. That's
can y'all stop this?
Like I was saying, bro. Y'all, a lot of people in these spaces, it sound good, but you don't got the literature to back up what the fuck you talking about. We were not just slaves before we got on the fucking boats. That's not fucking true. Before we were slaves, Spain was ran by black people, Moors, whatever word you want to pick, for 800 fucking years. That political paradigm is what bled into the American paradigm.
Man, never heard of the Wakadu Empire, never heard of the Ghana
I know
Empire.
you never heard of it, but I got the literature right here in arm's reach. I ain't got to think about it. I can
So
read
you
it
know
right
what
now.
the Ghana Empire did to a lot of us then. So you are well aware.
I got the literature. Fuck what I'm talking about. I can read it right now.
Fuck
You
what you're talking
I can read it. So what I'm saying is this. Our culture, historically, since we've been on this planet, has always venerated man, woman, and child. And we had a spiritual cosmology that bled into civilization principles that was built on that. Period, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That's that conquistador talking out you. But it's some more coming out of me, bro. I know the fuck I am. I don't gotta agree with what you talking about. Give me some literature. I don't give a fuck what you heard in Google. Give me a book to follow up.
No
Give me some
literature.
scholarship.
You just been yapping the whole time, saying nothing.
How that era
Saying
of time
nothing.
led into what we in right now. I can read it right
Saying
now.
nothing.
I ain't
Bro,
gotta
you literally just claimed that black people aren't sexual deviants until the European show.
Hey, Ilosophical, show the book.
You want the literature? You want me to get the literature?
Zero.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Prototype, go ahead.
My man
Prototype,
100.
you this first, because we were talking about this. Prototype, is it okay for your son to have a gay mentor?
No.
Hold on.
Here's
So say it again. What's the answer?
No.
Go ahead.
Listen though, man. Like a long time ago, we got off track, man. The 100, you good at getting us off track, dog. Because
I did that.
Yeah, you did that. You did that. I'm gonna say how, dog. Because the video, the dude is talking about black men being a problem for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And you switched it to just because he's a black man, we can't take what he say or something like he can't function as a man. And we're not even talking about none of that. We're talking about black men and how we affect the culture. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't supposed to go down the lane of who's homosexual. This ain't about that. It wasn't about that. You got my man Illa all revved up. He's talking about history. It wasn't on that.
I'm not taking that because these gentlemen at the table, they specifically said, all of these gentlemen here
But we were talking
said,
they were talking in reference to something else.
They specifically said that a gay man cannot sit at the table. That's what they said.
The table, you're not understanding the table. The table is to talk about how black men are affecting the culture. No, he's not sitting at the table. He divested. You understand what I'm saying? Just like a black dude that got a white wife, they divested. They got nothing to say about how black men are coming to, take care of the culture. So you got our guys all the way down a different lane, and Teru, you ain't no better. Like, come on, man, y'all tripping. Let's get back on the topic of how black men, if we're the problem with the culture or not, is what the video was.
I gotta go, bro. Because Prototype, I guess I gotta go, bro. Because even though my dad is full black and my mom's Puerto Rican, I'm a hybrid and I'm married to a German woman, so I can't.
Again, that's called a red herring. We're not talking about your history, bro.
Prototype, did you not just say black men who marry white women can't talk about it?
You got a white woman?
I literally just said I'm married to a German woman.
The conversation we're having,
so you divested. So you don't got nothing to say about us. You don't got nothing.
You know what I mean? And then that's why I want to push back and tell you, I got a lot to say. I'm going to keep saying about it.
You could, but it don't matter. Just like Buddy said, when he said it don't matter. You divested. If you divest, you divest.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm still proud of my heritage. I'm still going to
You can be proud of your heritage, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if
so with these, I'm also going to talk about it, and there's nothing wrong.
If you are not married, the best thing and number one thing you could do for black culture is marry a black woman. And if you didn't do that, you're out. Period.
All right. Does that count for the black men that divorce black women?
Yes.
Ella, you gotta leave too, bro.
No.
Ella, now it's a exception to the rule now.
Yes, they can stay. I'm saying yes, they can stay,
bro.
I'm saying yes, they can stay. They put in their work towards the black community. Putting in work towards the black community is marrying black. Period. There's no way around it. So if you have anything else, you're out.
I have no problem with interracial. I feel like do what makes you happy. However,
Facts.
it's easy to talk about something that you're not dealing with. if you're not dealing with the attitude of a black woman, the fucking animus of a black woman, it's easy to point and say what you need to do. You're not even with one. You're not dealing with their temperament. You're not dealing with their decorum. You're dealing with the temperament of a different
You're not on the team.
So that's one.
The
If
only
you're a
difference
homosexual
between
man,
black, Latino, and white women in this country are the hair products in the bathroom, bro. Literally, they are just.
That's not true.
That's
Come on,
what I'm
Tyrone.
saying.
As somebody who's dated all of them, it's definitely true.
Women are women, but you're not with that German woman for. It's not a coincidence that you ended up with her. I ain't even mad at you, but don't act like there's a difference. There's not a difference. Yes, there is.
There's a difference between American and German women.
Bro, it's never what you do; it's how you do it. All women want money. All women want to be spoiled. All women want their feelings met. Some women go about it politely. Some women go about it aggressively. As you get older as a man, you're going to want to lean more towards the woman who's less likely to give you so much aggressiveness than not. And we all know a German woman does not have the same animus as a black American woman. So you could say what the fuck
I
you
literally
want,
just
but
fucking
you're
said
not dealing with
I
the
literally
same
just
level.
fucking said that.
You're not dealing with the same level
I
of power
literally just said
most
German women are
You're
not the same
doing
as
it, bro.
American women. So you you understand you be pushing back about absolutely
You're
nothing.
not doing.
So
You're
again,
not dealing with that, bro.
So
you're not dealing with.
We got to get on track. We got to get on track.
I need my black
kids
to understand because we are a
agreeable woman for the most
we're a
part.
minority in this country. We are most likely, unfortunately, no matter what, guys, we're probably
Who's we?
And
Who's
Latino
we?
and Asian women and white women.
Who is we?
There's far more availability for a whole bunch of other women.
I got the literature, man. I got the literature, man.
Right? And so guess what, guys? Marry who you want to marry. Love who you want to love. But guess what, guys? None of that fucking matters, because regardless of who you marry, it doesn't change the fact that a gay black man can still speak on black man issues regardless of
want to say, but we don't gotta listen though.
You guys can pick on me all you want. It doesn't change the fact that gay black man can still talk about black male issues.
And it's not a coincidence that the man who's saying that is the only man that got a German woman and half Puerto Rican.
It's not a coincidence that the only one who disagrees is one who's divorced and can't keep a woman, period.
It's been already
I
proven.
don't have a problem with it. I ain't got no problem getting women.
It's been already proven. It's been already proven that that a black gay man can't talk about black heterosexual issues. That shit ain't riding.
They tried it with what's his name? The dude that played Pinky.
They gonna always try it. They gonna always try it.
They tried it with
trans man, they had a gay
Powell.
man, and they damn near beat each other up at the table because
That
the
was-
gay man kept trying to say, "I beat up a heterosexual man." You know what? Just make it happen. We all meet up at a park somewhere, and you get your sissies on one side and niggas on one side. I will have a field day with these niggas and be. I will to be real bad on them niggas.
So no, this is why I said
Real bad on niggas.
that's
That's
why.
what they want to do.
But this is what I'm saying by they poking the bear. This is why I say they poking the bear, because again, one of the things I see, and I just had this same damn argument again, circular ass argument with a panel full of fucking women. You had men, we were telling them, listen, you fucking hard headed. The things that you guys are, all this, everybody talking about, what's her name? Megan the Horse. And all these women up in arms and all this shit. And the first thing they want to do is to sit back and say that we as black heterosexual men are the fucking problem. And they argued us down, even when we were proving them, walking them down logic, right? But this is the thing, as black men, guess what we still do? We will still talk to our sisters, won't we? As hard-headed as they ass is, if they still wanted to have the conversation, we still have the conversation with them, right? But the problem is now we got these goddamn YouTube motherfuckers that think that they can poke the bear now. Now you got these goddamn these sissy boys out here talking about heterosexual black men are a cancer to the black community. A cancer to the black community. And it's sad for me to see that it be so many goddamn black women following them. And when we're telling them something that's good for them, they're saying that we are wrong. That shit don't make no sense.
But we gotta fight. But we gotta fight despite all that. We still gotta put out. We gotta die on the cross despite all that shit. Fuck it. Just die for them. Fuck that shit.
You know what? It's not even bad that the black women are falling for that shit. There's too many black heterosexual men falling.
Bingo. I was gonna say the same thing, Payne. So we gotta fight against everybody.
Everybody. We don't got no fucking allies. That's why I'm telling niggas to get the fuck on.
Y'all never considered that maybe your mentality is just outdated and fucking wrong?
It don't have. Hey, look,
you never considered that maybe you guys are the ones on the wrong side.
No. Let me tell you what.
Send the asteroid. Send the asteroid.
Let me tell you why. I don't think a man is ever wrong believing in the natural order of things.
Exactly,
It's
bro.
not natural. Listen, it's not natural for us to be led by our fucking women, man. It's not natural. I mean, if you're in
not even with our women.
if you're going to tell me,
with them.
you know, it just
with a
doesn't make
German
any
woman,
sense.
bro.
And I'm not even trying to be biblical.
Damn, bro. So I can't talk about relationships.
No, we're not saying you can't talk about it, but you're not.
No, you can't talk. Ayla, but you're not with any woman. So by that logic, shut the fuck up. You're not with any woman. So shut up.
We don't know why we frustrated.
Bro,
You
can't keep.
You dealing with a
Ayla,
German.
you can't keep any woman. Ayla, you're telling me we need to burn this motherfucker to the ground. Yeah, here's what's crazy. Ayla, I bet I can keep your woman faster longer than you can keep yours. I can keep a black woman longer than you, a white woman longer than you, an Asian woman longer than you, a Latino woman longer than you. Because guess what, bro? No, like, bro, you mentioned who my wife is doesn't change the fact that you can't keep a woman. And it doesn't change the fact that, again, like I said, BMU, we're not cancers, but we absolutely got problematic people in our community, and it starts with Ayla.
It starts
with
I
know you got a German wife, Taru. I'm thinking like
I'm the
problem.
Hey, bro, I'm overseas. I ain't got no tie.
He's not even, bro. You got
women is the only thing that I like. Sorry, dog. That's what it is.
I feel like he be getting his rocks off with his, on us and then going upstairs to his woman.
What you say?
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up because I'm a history buff. See, when you study history, you can kind of just sit back and just watch it.
Because you don't study history. You don't study history with brain dead takes talking about sexual deviancy only started until the Europeans came. You ain't studied shit.
Let me give y'all a quick history lesson because he talking. He talk about he get more women. You can't prove that. You married to a German. Do that. What I'm talking about is
not only did I prove that I got more women, I can prove that I can keep a woman.
There's nothing wrong with dating a German
18
woman.
years. Hey, how long your marriage last? Ayla, how long your marriage last? Ayla, how long your marriage last?
Bruh, that's irrelevant.
No, it is relevant.
That's a corny argument.
It really doesn't fucking matter, bro. Marriage doesn't
just as corny as mentioning the race of the woman when we're talking about problematic men. Like, that's retarded.
That's a corny argument.
It's a corny.
There's a lot of corny arguments going on right now. I don't know whether to get serious or to troll. Like I'm like in between.
Ayla, you can't keep any woman, and you don't know your history. Ayla, you've already been incorrect on history. Ayla, you was already wrong saying incorrect history, and you can't keep any woman regardless of race.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You are a problematic black male. As a matter of fact, damn dog, what do you contribute?
Great.
What do you contribute?
Great, bro. You got all the answers. So look, let me give you a quick history lesson, right?
I got a lot more answers than you do.
Back in the day, right? Back in medieval times, when we had, because the conflicts that happened in the ancient times was a conflict between Moorish Muslims and European Christian. That conflict led to the current social paradigm that we're in today. A lot of times when black men back then went to war with Europe, it wasn't against the straight up white man. It was the biracial man. This is historical fact. When we would marry, since you want to make me the cancer, I'm gonna give you the root of the cancer. When we would marry European women back then, right? We would have, listen, this is history. This ain't Tarus or Illa's. This is history. When we would marry the European women, right? We would have children with them, and oftentimes the children would fight for the country of their mother. So a lot of these ancient conflicts we had with Europeans, it wasn't against the straight up white man. It was against what they would call the tragic mulatto. So it's not surprising that in the modern time, you still got that divisive spirit that's trying to point out me for being a bad guy just for calling a fucking spade a spade.
Says the guy who wrongly thought I was half white instead of half black, half Puerto Rican. Like, how many times you going to be wrong today, Ella? Ella, how many times you plan on being wrong today?
This spiritual warfare.
Ella, I feel real bad for sending that super chat. I know you really needed that $20 the other day. I know you broke. I need that back though. I regret sending that, bro. You a real moron.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop.
You a real dummy.
This is the spirit of the colonizer. When you don't agree with them, you're broke.
Now I'm a colonizer. Now I'm a colonizer. Jesus Christ,
you don't call me
that's
broke.
why she left you, huh? Because you just be saying
you call me broke, even though I live in the nicest part of my fucking city.
Like, oh,
hey, have fun on Pornhub tonight, Illa.
This is real talk. It's all on display. When a black man don't agree with these people, they all turn. It's like the Matrix, y'all. Whenever you disagree,
Can you read the literature you promised us, please?
You see how you keep talking. See how you keep talking, right? When you watch the Matrix, whenever Neo and Morpheus was spotted outside of Zion, whether it was a man, woman, child, regardless of age, whatever. When they was spotted, it's a metaphor for somebody spotting somebody with consciousness. What would they all turn into? A white man. They will all turn into Agent Smith. As you can see, none of the men agree with this nigga. But as soon as the one who gave the most pushback, he's broke. He didn't do nothing with his life, and he can't get no woman. None of this shit got nothing to do with the point. But that's why we dealing with this is a spiritual warfare. It's not about. That's why y'all so focused on the physical. Oh, he's a man just like me, but what does he do? If you're bending down and getting penetrated by a man, we are literally not the same anymore. You're different now. You have a different mindset. You have a different perspective. You have a different modus operandi because your bottom line isn't the family, because you're literally taken away from what God made from a woman. How the fuck can you critique that man or woman when you're out of order? But this is what the mulatto was defending. But I digress.
Prototype. We're gonna let Prototype get in there real quick. Prototype.
Because
we got
that brings us because that does bring us back to it. Then, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we're super off topic, man. Like, I was saying earlier, I wonder if Taru like gets a kick out of going upstairs and be like, yeah, I smoked them niggas a day to this woman. I was down there telling them about themselves, babe. That's how y'all get off. But nah, man, I think black men are the problem in this society? No, I really don't.
Absolutely.
I think we're the answer. We're the solution. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that a lot of us don't recognize that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
You ain't give me shit earlier. That was Lucky Channel. I ain't getting no money.
And I can honestly say also that by us being the solution Prototype, we got to be on track with our shit, man. We got to stand on principles.
Yeah,
and we can't let everybody come to where we at. When they recuse themselves from who we are, let them motherfuckers stay over there on the other side. We got too many Trojan horses right now that's fucking with us. We have some issues that we need to have, and we can't have no outsiders sitting back, spectating and out here thinking that they can sit back and nah, we need to fix our shit. And the way that we do it as men, we got to call bullshit the fuck out. All that lukewarm bullshit is over with. We ain't doing that shit no more.
JT, do other races do that? Do the Arab deal with you if you go against the Islamic creed?
No, you out of
the
there.
Asians deal with you when you go against their
you out of
there.
Culture.
Black men got to take everybody. And we got to always get critiqued by people who not even living our life or dating who we dating.
You guys don't know shit about shit. It's like you guys have never spoken to anybody outside your race. You guys are so fucking.
Tyrese, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Tyrese.
You talking about the fucking passport.
I was just in Spain last year. What are you talking about?
Hold on, you speak like you ain't never spoke to anybody outside your race, bro.
I was just in Spain.
Go ahead, BMU. Go ahead, BMU.
My kids' pediatrician, when they were babies, we were at the hospital, the doctor. And I said, and I asked the doctor's pretty young. She was young. And I was like, hey, how old are you? And she was like, oh, I'm just 21. I said, damn, you're young to be a doctor. She said, yeah, I am. She said, I had no choice. And I said, why didn't you have a choice? So I tried to have a conversation with her. And I remember it like it was yesterday. She said, I don't have a choice. She said, in our culture, you're told what you're going to do. And she said, if you don't do what you're told, then every resource from that family is pulled from you. And you're on your own.
But you see how he started. Now I've never been in. This is just last year on my own dime. I'm in Spain with some beautiful shit. I'm in Madrid. Fuck what you talking about, nigga? See, everything ain't what it look like, nigga. That's how the white man think, motherfucker. I was in Spain last year. Fuck what you talking about?
Why are you taking a bait, Ill?
Nah, cause he need to know.
He don't. You don't gotta prove none of that, man.
He does prototype. Clearly, I just
want to say one thing. I just want to say
clearly,
one thing.
I just said something that really
This
stuck.
is what I noticed.
You thought you was right and you was wrong.
I wasn't wrong at all.
Let me say this. I will say this. And this is what I've noticed.
You spent a couple days in Spain with some escort you found on OnlyFans on some sub. And now you
stand against dark skin. I'll say this, and I learned this.
Okay, how you talking all this shit about colonizer Spain, and that's where you went to on vacation? You understand that makes you a fucking traitor, you dumbass. All this whining about colonizing Spain, about the Inquisition, and look where you decided to go on vacation. You are
Let me say this though.
You like Spain more than I do.
This will be my last words. I'll say this.
Hold on. Come on, Tyree.
It's two things though. I have noticed that, and this is just me. Maybe I'm wrong. That brothers who marry outside the race, they're more highly critical of the black man and don't really recognize what really goes on. But if they have daughters, they seem to be more critical, right? And they don't hold the black women accountable based off what they see. It's a lot about what the media and propaganda portrays on us, and they focus on that when we know that most black men are not deviants. Most black men are not going to jail. It's in that stat that BMU showed, those sexually transmitted gay, that people living that lifestyle is higher than black men going to prison per year. So to have a narrative that black men are out here doing so bad is wrong going forward, because I'll say this: wherever y'all were teenagers, y'all 80s babies, young black men ain't going that same route. They're not doing that. They changing the narrative about who they are and how women are approaching them. These women are telling brothers out loud that they ain't shit. And brothers have now taken back ownership to say, you know what, despite this, and it ain't gonna be no quick fix. It might be 4 or 5 years. I give a brother 4 years. Within 4 years, everything about a woman, your money, your stature, your knowledge can change drastically. And brothers that take advantage of that will be successful. Brothers that don't, they're gonna get lost in the sauce. And the sisters that choose that way, they're gonna age out quicker than they think they will. They're gonna age out real quick. So I'll shut up.
All right, we got Trigger Mike in the building. What's up, man? Hey, Trigger. Yeah, we got a whole big 5 minutes left. Trigger Mike, everything that you heard so far, if you've been listening, straight black men are the cancer in the community. What are your thoughts, man?
Oh, damn. We're just going to get right into it?
Yes, sir.
Man, what's going on, Trigger, man? What's happening, man?
Good to see you, boy.
What up, y'all? I ain't seen some of y'all in a minute. What's going on?
Man, we good.
Trigger. What up, boy?
Man, chilling, bro. I caught a little bit of Illa in a Lucky's segment on this. I'm doing things a little different nowadays, right? The shock value, obviously, I was, everything you could have said, I said it already. It's gay, you know what I mean? Like, get that out of here. But this is the dichotomy I'm stuck with right now. I'm on this like duality type of kick right now, right? And I want people to look at it like this. I'm a male advocate, right? A man's advocate. So it's always going to provoke a reaction out of me to hear something like that. Now, let me be clear. I do not take that particular video is a video that you should show when you're trying to tell somebody you can't ignore a message depending on the messenger. And here's why. I understand what he's trying to say. But just listen, just go back and listen to it over and over again. You can sniff out people's agendas in their attacks. And that was an agenda-led attack. Because look at how hyperbolic the exact title. You know, I think the title of his caption was the same title of the show. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. And it's gonna bring people in, right? And then you're gonna want him to explain it and stop. But no, he kept going. And then I said, just wait. He's gonna make a self-aggrandizing statement, and he's gonna put himself and gays above black men and the women. He's gonna do a commercial. That's what they always do. He did on the side of the gays exactly what feminists do. I have a long-standing saying that I've been saying on YouTube. Feminists, the way you can spot a radical feminist is they cannot make themselves look strong and capable without making men look weak and inept. And that's exactly what he did. I said, just wait, let me just get into it. And he did that. So I can cancel that message out as not genuine. You're just using black men as your footstool to try to make a thing for yourself. Now, let me try to get to the validity of the statement, right? When someone says the black men are the cancer, I'm sorry, straight black men are the cancer of the community, it's like a inverse thing, right? Coincidentally, black men are the only ones that can save the community, right? So when somebody says something like that, I want people to kind of notice how our impact is so great that when you're not in the house, the family suffers, right? That's what it is. So if people aren't in cooperation with us, if we aren't building these families, the family don't happen, right? So I used to think when we were growing up, as I'm pretty sure all of you thought when we were growing up, we grew up in a female-centric environment. They were like, mama's word is law. Mom is the foundation of the community. That's BS. There is no community without fathers. Please. No. It's a project. It's a ghetto if it's all moms there, right? So fathers are actually the foundation of the community. So while he decided to hyper focus on all the negative things and all the bad things that the 0.000.5 of black men actually do, the inverse of that is the only hope for the black community, the black family, black progress, children's literacy is the black father. So he just took a statement and it took a time, in history and decided to mold it his way to make that self-aggrandizing ass statement.
Hey, I appreciate that. Now listen, guys, we gotta go. I gotta get up and go to work in the fucking morning. Trigger Mike, you should have came earlier. But man, Philosophical, R Payne, JT, 100 Watts, Tyrus, Coach Ferg, Prototype, and Trigger Mike, man, I appreciate all of you so much, man. If you guys hadn't hit the like button, subscribe button, and subscribe to everybody on this channel, man. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we are about this motherfucker. Peace.